Aloha my kako. This is Oracle of the Golden Spiral. Today I'm going to be using the Vice Versa Tarot deck. So what I've learned from doing these as generals, generally I do this as a personal reading, but what I've learned from doing this for generals is that universe is always snippy with me, but it's a little bit more harsh in this circumstance. So if you stay, be prepared for that. So we're doing vice versa for Scorpio. Vice versa for Scorpio. What are the messages for Scorpio? These are general messages. My messages have no date, so whenever they find you, that's when they're yours. Scorpio, please. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What are the messages that you have for Scorpio, please? Sun, Moon, and Rising. The way that I read these cards is a little different, so you will notice that the cards, if you've watched my other readings, the cards will be upside down this time. I tried it the other way. It doesn't flow. So for these readings, they will be upside down. Okay. Slowest moving night, geriatric horse. Okay, you're taking your time, Scorpio, trying to figure out exactly what the truth in a situation is. Something's been moving slowly, or you have pulled back on the reins on something. You may be searching for your internal truth. What is it that is true to your nature? What is it that you see going forward? Some type of wake-up call has happened, and so right now we're kind of pulling back to reassess and to determine how we successfully move forward before we take any additional steps. I think this is because of a realization that we are where we are because of the moves that we've made, and so how do we stop, reassess, find our truth and balance, and move forward for victory? Either you, Scorpio, or someone that you is in your environment has been very cold and direct in their communication. Whatever you've worked on or have built, there's a sense of pride to that, but it's almost as if this person doesn't see that work or value. So maybe either if this is an external person, maybe that feeling has left you not how do I put this? Maybe this feeling has left you not excited about pumping any more of your passion and into whatever this was, and so engagement has definitely dropped in this atmosphere. But you have that knowledge of what you've learned and what you've created, and so you may be looking for, okay, let me finish that thought and then we'll go back. So you may be looking for where that can actually be useful, where that can be something where we grow. It's as if you're trying to figure out where to plant that new seed, what, you know, the feeling of that starry sky, like the beautiful lush meadow and the starry sky. We're looking for that place where dreams happen and where things have the ability to grow. That's where we're looking to plant that seed. Because in this environment, all of the resources that are available clearly are still not making us happy. That's something that's got to come internally. We're not paying attention to that inner spark that's in us, right? He's clearly inside the church. He's, you know, he's making use of the resources, but like it's not enough to help alleviate whatever he's going through. So I think right here, there's a lot of pentacles. So this could have to do with the work environment, you know, thoughts, may not necessarily jive with this person, or this is you determining. That's what I wanted to go back to, is this is you determining that this is not the environment, but you have learned, there's a lot of knowledge under your belt to be able to go plant that seed someplace else where there are the resources that are going to be necessary for this. Let's get a little bit, I'm going to pull this back. We're going to get a little bit more information on this. Yeah, I do tend to think this is another person, because there's like this, right, that's like the wounded warrior aspect. It's like all the work that's been put in. But you have that skill, that knowledge, and are able to utilize that in the way that you need to. Finding a new place will be extremely healing for you. And now we finally have that cup that we're talking about. This card always tells me not to worry about what it is that's going on around you. That, right, he's sitting there taking a nap while like the kingdom's burning. And so, I don't know, it always cracks me up, because it always tells me that, like, just let it, you know, this is you just gotta leave that environment, which is funny, it's coming up in this reading, but it's like, to hell with it, let it go. It could all burn as far as you're concerned. What's funny too that I never got before is like, I'm trying to, you know, it's like there's kind of this opposing feeling, because this was so important. And when I was speaking to you earlier about planting the new seed in a fertile environment, it's like the fertile environment's growing. And so I wanted to kind of dive into that a little bit to see what does it have to say about what I said earlier. And so for me, this is actually pulling back memories of when I lived in California during my college years, and, you know, some years after, where they would do controlled burns on all the hills. And that's because especially in farmland, and it's to put the nutrients back into the soil, right? To assure that that soil was enriched for the next, whatever that next turn of crops would be. And so, and also to prevent it from just springing up, because the reality of wildfires is very true. I mean, I think we've been seeing that in the news a lot, but there's some controlled burns for, so that, you can schedule the time and day so that it doesn't get out of hand. But also as far as talking about fertile ground, that is necessary. It's why it happens on Earth, right? This Earth existed before we learned how to farm. So it's a basic component of nature that we've kind of taken on, to go ahead and have more success with our structures not burning down, or with that which we are cultivating in crops. So that is an important part of that. It's really about taking the time and understanding that it really is an internal journey. It's about going ahead, whatever this circumstance was. It's about that rapid movement to healing and filling our own cup back up, realizing that we have gained skills, realizing that we are completely worthwhile, and that maybe we just need to change the environment I think we need to take a look internally, but also, to be able to fill this cup, but to also realize that the environment probably wasn't the most healthy environment to be in. I'm not sure if I even want to know more about that, but I do want to know about this. There's a lot of precision. Yeah, see? You have developed skills and, necessary things in this experience to be able to bloom, to be able to accomplish that which you want to. Knowing within yourself that you that you have the skills, talents, gifts, and abilities, and until you can find that new place, I think that's like one of the key, if this is resonating with you, one of the most key elements is to know your worth and to create a space where you are still thriving until you can find where this new place is to go to. I think it may be hard to leave, right? Because of the fact that it was at one time such a comfortable space. I can resonate on this with this in some levels too, not so much with this person, thank God. Maybe I am that person. I'm just kidding. But there's just in my line of work, the reason we don't have a legacy or a foundation is because it is an impossible job, and so people don't ever see the full picture. They only see the little part that they're engaged with, and so when it is full blown, and when let's not get too into it, but it's just overwhelming. And so when people leave my boss's position or my position, they just take their ball and go home, and they're like, you guys figure it out from here, you know what I mean? So because it's just the nature of the line of work I'm in. They're like, you guys figure it out, good luck to you, because everyone thinks they can do it better, and so when they come in to do it better, you just are okay. Good luck. Everyone wants people to learn the ropes the hard way, and so what I'm really trying to do is make it so that that's not the case. But it is hard. It's hard to get into my own space and not worry about, you know, the organization's politics when dealing with people who can only see their one. Enough about me. Anyway, point is that get to that, you know, you've gained friendships, you know things, you understand how things work, and just kind of being someone who's not gonna let whatever this is affect us to the point where we feel like this like wounded warrior being led astray, like just until you can go ahead and do this. But you have gained so much. Take a little bit of time. I think it'll come quickly. Take a little bit of time to kind of assess those things. But this was telling me that we were really missing this, right? Because he has the assets, and the help from the church. What we need is that emotional to fill our cup, for the water to be so much that it's actually spilling out, so that we can become a part of that fertile environment that we're looking to head to. I hope that wasn't too redundant for you, Scorpio. Thanks for listening to the part about my work, but I really think that find your happy, get some, you know, space and rest for you, and I really do believe that you'll be on your way to something much greater. Okay, thank you so much, Scorpio, for your time. I think I'm gonna put this series out, but then I think at the end of the week I'll do the love readings. I may do those live. We'll see. I'm moving right now, so just trying to kind of set up a schedule for myself. If I say I'm gonna do it on the videos, then I probably will make sure that I do it. But it is gonna get a little bit crazy around here. So wish me luck. I am wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and your time with me. And as always, mahalo.